All right, this is section 5.1. This is the second day of mid-segment theorems and coordinate proofs. So today we're going to be talking about using some more coordinate geometry proofs, so being able to do that proof. And again, it's not a two-column like we were in the last chapter. It's going to be just using some formulas. And actually, there's only 3 formulas we're going to use. So in order to prove something, you have to prove it's true for every possibility. We can't use numbers. We have to use variables. Okay? So what we first start off doing when you learn how to do a coordinate proof is just how to put a shape in the coordinate plane so that it uses the fewest number of variables, kind of like a little puzzle. So I'm going to put a rectangle out here, and we want to label every vertex with a point as though I were to travel there. So this one's always the easiest, 0, 0, and you always want your shape to touch the origin. Then if you move over, you're going to give that some space. I don't know how far that is, so let's just say it's over A. So it will be over A and up 0 because my point didn't move up any. Remember, this is a point. If I were to plot that, I'd have to move over so much. Might be 5, might be 20, might be 2.6, I don't know, but its height is definitely 0. To come up, to go straight up, it would be 0, and then we have to come up with another letter. This is a rectangle, I know that, so I know this side's equal to that one, and that one's equal to this one. So I can't use A again, because I don't know that these two are the same. So I can use a different letter, and let's pick B. So now in order to get to this point, I have to go over this much, and I have to go up this much. So I put a rectangle in the coordinate plane, and I did it using only 2 variables. Your job is to use as few as possible. So next, a scalene triangle. Scalene means no sides are equal. So I'm going to go with something like that. So it looks very scalene, okay? So the first point is 0, 0. Again, you have to go over, and you can pick. I'm going to pick A, and up 0 because I'm still on the axis. This guy is over that much. So it's over a different amount. And then it's up. And I don't know how far up, so unfortunately that needs 2 variables, so I did it with 3. So this first problem says place an isosceles right triangle in a coordinate plane. An isosceles right. So isosceles means 2 sides, and a right means a 90, means perpendicular. There's a couple of different ways you could place this triangle, but I need to have a 90. There are a couple of different options. This is one option that kids do, and they put the 90 there, and then those 2 are equal. Another option is to go and put the triangle like this and make those 2 equal, and there's your 90. So you've got a couple of different choices. You always kind of want to use the x-axis because that makes your life easier, but I'll go with this one because it's usually what most kids pick. So isosceles means these 2 sides have to be equal, and then I put a 90. And I got to put some letters on it, so this is going to be 0, 0. This one comes over so much, so I'm going to say A. And then this guy comes over A, and it has to also go up A. Since it's an isosceles triangle, they have to be equal. Then find the length of the hypotenuse and the coordinates of its midpoint. So I first want to find length, and we do that by doing the distance formula. So I'm going to do the distance formula from that point down to there. So A minus 0. And A minus 0. This is probably the part you're not going to like, is they won't come out to be answers. They're going to come out to be letters. So A minus 0 is A, and then A squared. A minus 0 is A, and A squared. You can add them together and get 2A squared, but that's all you're going to do. You can just leave it like that. Now I'm going to find the midpoint of this segment. Midpoint formula is x plus x divided by 2, and y plus y divided by 2. So doing that, we're going to go a plus 0 divided by 2, and a plus 0 divided by 2. So a nice, easy one to start out on. And what you're not going to like is that your answers are going to have letters in them. They're not going to come out to be numbers most of the time. So in this next one, we're going to find some more values. Sometimes in your homework, it'll say, show that this side is equal to that side. So you're just going to do their distance formulas and just show that you get the same thing when you do both of them. Okay? So we got one more to go. It says place a rectangle in the coordinate plane. And we did that on the other side. I'm going to turn it this way just to try something different. Make your life crazy. So 0, 0 over A. This guy is up B. Oops, I did that wrong. 0, B. and then this would be over A and then up B. So it says first find the length of a diagonal. And in a rectangle, it won't matter which one you find. If you find that guy or you find this one. So I'm going to go with that one because it's the first one I happen to draw. And then the coordinates of the midpoint of the diagonal. So then they want us to find the midpoint. So let's first do distance formula. So we had A minus 0 squared and B minus 0 squared. So again, this is going to come out to an A squared plus B squared, and that's okay. You're just going to leave that. There's nothing more you can do with it. You cannot write this as an answer, A plus B, and say, well, I square rooted that and I square rooted that. You are trying to square root the whole thing at once, and it cannot become this. So don't do that. Next, we're supposed to find the midpoint. So I'm going to do x plus x, so A plus 0 divided by 2, and B plus 0 divided by 2. So this is A over 2 and B over 2. So your job today is going to be using a lot of letters. Although the math is very straightforward, you're going to be using 3 formulas total: distance formula, midpoint formula, and slope. Those are the only 3 formulas you're going to use. So I guess worst case scenario, you do all 3 of them all the time. But this guy said find the length, so then you're doing the distance formula. You're just going to have some letters in there instead of numbers. It won't come out to be a number answer. You're going to have letters in there.